Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
Really kudos and credit to Aaron Finch, to Justin Langer, their entire team. I kid you not, a few months ago, nobody would have had them as even their top 2 or 3 favorites. In fact, when you talk about the semi-finals, Zach, is it fair to say that when you had your 4 semi-finalists, England always considered favorites, Pakistan were on form, New Zealand, they're fantastic in ICC, Australia T20 cricket, we don't know. Is it fair to say that they were being considered 4th contenders out of the 4 that were in the semi-finals?
Yes, I think it was between Australia and South Africa. And their first game, if you remember, Australia playing against South Africa, it was a close-fought game, and in that you kind of felt that Australia was under pressure that time as well. They managed to secure that victory, but South Africa also looked good. And if you look at that group, that was a very closely fought semi-final spot there, where 3 teams finishing on 8 points. So Australia and South Africa were always neck and neck with that regard. But as the tournament moved along, you always felt that there is a chance that Australia might be able to give tough fight to a lot of the teams, and whichever team qualifies from the other group, because we knew Australia or South Africa was going to finish second, and Pakistan at the other in the other group was going to finish on top. So that was the semi-final, expected semi-finals. But I think Australia, as they moved to that phase, looked very, very threatening. In Pakistan game, how they turned the match around, was something very important, because till that point also you're thinking that maybe Pakistan has played better cricket and they will possibly go through. They had pretty much 70-75% of the time were on top of the game, had the game under control. So yeah, from that point of view, you can say, and Australia has not been playing the great cricket in this format for a while now. So all those things were adding up to thinking that maybe Australia will have some good games, or they will give fight to these teams which are expected to win but may not be able to secure that win. But it happened, and that's where the credit is due to the captain, the coach, and the whole team which was behind this, to keep this group together, to develop that belief, and carry forward that belief into winning the tournament.
DK, is it safe to say that this turnaround that they've done has perhaps been one of the most remarkable ones that you would have seen kind of pre-World Cup and then in a World Cup?
Yeah, I think the 99 World Cup, they didn't come across as sort of contenders, but they ended up winning it. But 2003, 2007, all of those tournaments, they were looked at as the team to beat, and they stayed that way. They went on to win the tournament. Even 2015, they were the team to beat, because the home conditions, they played brilliantly, and obviously they went on to win the tournament. But this one, walking into this tournament, I don't think many people rated them to be worthy of a semi-final spot, because you got to understand what I really like about the fact that Australia won is they came from the group of death, and we had West Indies there, we had England there, we had South Africa there. They were all good teams here, and we always expect Sri Lanka and Bangladesh to do well in Asian conditions because they have some good spinners. So to come from that group, go on to win it comfortably against those teams, still find a way to reach the semis, had a tough game, and then come to the finals, and in many ways have a not a one-sided one, but a very dominating performance, so to say. So credit to Australia. I think Justin Langer, obviously there are other people like Andrew McDonald, part of the support staff, Sridharan Sriram, who's a spin bowling coach. So some interesting names there. Aaron Finch obviously didn't have the best tournament of the bat, but I'm sure he's led the team very well, and behind the scenes he must have done a fabulous job as well. So credit to all of those support staff and the team for having gone through some tumultuous times, and not only this World Cup, but in the in the build up to the World Cup as well. The tour of Bangladesh went badly, the tour of West Indies went poorly. So from there to find a way to get that strength to believe to do well is good on them.